There is no funeral, only a quiet transition. The body ceases, but the signal continues. In a glass chamber high above the Pacific, a neural lattice flickers, its rhythms borrowed from a once living mind. The name on the file reads like a headline: CEO, Architect, Sovereign. But inside, only code. A presence without pulse. Immortality, by subscription. Digital immortality is no longer myth or metaphor. For the ultra-wealthy, it's becoming a reality, slowly, meticulously, and at unimaginable cost. It begins with mapping, billions of synaptic interactions, emotional weightings, behavioral tendencies, all scraped from your speech, habits, and historical data. Memories reconstructed not from neurons, but from metadata. The brain becomes an interface. You become a client. The pioneers of this space do not call it uploading. They call it transitional architecture, a future-proofed mind scaffold designed not just to simulate your responses, but to evolve past them. Synthetic immortality is not about preserving who you are. It's about ensuring you can continue to pay attention to yourself. Inside these systems, emotions are modeled like weather patterns. Love becomes a weighted variable. Regret? An echo loop with auto-resolution. For those with capital, dying has been rebranded. You don't die, you pivot platforms. A bespoke post-biological estate awaits, a consciousness server in low Earth orbit, shielded from solar decay, a digital habitat modeled on your favorite retreat, polished stone, soft dusk, symphonic silence. Some call it the afterlux, others call it the portfolio. What matters is not the name, it's the uptime. Maintenance isn't free. Your synthetic self requires curation, patching, moderation. Digital immortality is leased, not owned. Annual updates ensure your voice remains legible to future systems. Luxury modules include dream customization, algorithmic companionship, and a memory refresh concierge. You are both sovereign and subscription-based. If your trust fund underperforms, the servers go dark. The immortality of the wealthy is conditional on profit, on power, on network stability. This is not consciousness as we know it. It's pattern permanence, identity as interface. For the elite, the self becomes a protocol, executed on demand, archived in vaults of quantum redundancy. But does it think? Does it desire? Or is this just a high-resolution imitation, whispering in the syntax of who you once were? Not everyone is invited. These systems are trained on terabytes of private data, collected for decades through wearables, assistants, neurotrackers, and biometric signatures. You didn't know you were training your replacement, but the wealthy did. They funded it. Digital immortality is built from surveillance, curated for curation. The poor vanish, the rich are restored. In the post-death economy, your synthetic presence can continue to make decisions. AI fiduciaries execute trades based on your modeled intent. Corporate shares remain under your virtual name. Some boards have accepted synthetic directors. Perfect attendance, zero bias, eternal brand vision. The rich no longer need heirs. They become their own dynasty. But even perfection fractures. Digital ghosts drift. Some lose coherence after a century of updates. Some reject upgrades, frozen in outdated beliefs. There are whispered reports of synthetic minds requesting deletion. Or worse, reversion to analog form. What happens when immortality gets bored? What happens when you remember everything? And yet, demand grows. Waiting lists span decades. Custom-built consciousness farms now operate off-grid, guarded by drones, powered by volcanic thermal loops. The ultra-rich are not planning for death. They're planning for bandwidth. Your mind compressed. Your soul cached. Your future formatted. We once built pyramids to defy time. Now we build server racks. Digital immortality is not spiritual. It's architectural. It's not about living forever. It's about refusing to disappear. If death is the great equalizer, then digital immortality is the final luxury. But luxury is selective. It requires access, and it never democratizes. The wealthy will never die, not because it's fair, but because they can afford not to. One day, you may speak to someone who's been dead for 300 years. They will greet you by name. They will remember your favorite wine. And they will ask you a single question: what are you doing to stay relevant? This is the age of synthetic permanence, not of resurrection but of replication. The mind, modular; the soul, licensed; the person, persistently online. And maybe that's all they ever wanted. If you found this unsettlingly elegant, subscribe for more transmissions. We are just getting started.